Merry meet, guys. Um, Thank you for watching Witches of the Moon. I am your Wednesday host, Houston. This week on Witches of the Moon, we are talking about our favorite movie witches or movie witches that we love. Um, I have watched the other two, Ava and Rhiannon's video, and they did an awesome job explaining um, what movie witches or who are the characters of the movie witches that they loved. Um, Ava actually brought up and I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it, from a practitioner of magic from the movie Bless Me Ultima, and I've never seen that movie before, so tomorrow or when I get a chance, I'm going to try to find that movie on the internet and watch it because the clips that she showed really intrigued me and the way she explained it intrigued me. But the sorry, um, late at night folk. I'm kind of not here. But I have a couple that I wanted to share with you guys that I personally love, and I go back to all the time and rewatch them because it just makes me um, feel magical. It gives me, especially when I'm in a phase of magical depression, which we talked about last week before, week before. I think it was the week before. Whatever. We talked about it this season. Um, when I'm in one of those states, it's always good for me to go back to a magic witchcraft related movie. Or I apologize for the bouncing. You guys are kind of on my bed, like stacked on pillows to get up to this height. So as you can see from the background behind me, you're on my bed. Um, so every time I move, my bed moves with me. So I apologize for the shaking beforehand. My bed's old. Um, but some of the movie witches, and they're not really strictly movies. I didn't get a chance to do the when we did a couple seasons, last season, Hollywood Witches. So I'm gonna cover some of those in this video. This video may be a bit longer because I want to explain why each and every one is kind of why I say that I love them or my favorites. So first and foremost, let's get this out of the way. People may disagree with me on this one, and it's cool because this TV show has gotten a lot of horrible commentary from the pagan community, but it is one of my favorite TV shows, and even if it is all Hollywood magic, it gets me into a magical phase, or if I'm, it's one of my go-to series. It's actually Charmed and The Power of Three. I have all 8 seasons, and they're old, so I probably need to buy the newer versions, but that's later on down the line. The reason why that was actually one of the reason why I really pull toward that show, and the Power of Three and the sisterhood of their sister witches of either Prue, Piper, and Phoebe, or Piper, Phoebe, and Paige, depending on what season you get into. I can kind of tell you everything that happens throughout the season. It tells you how big of a nerd I am. But the reason why I like that show is it does have a lot of Hollywood magic in it and special effects with the girls, the sisters having supernatural powers. Um, but there's also a lot of pagan elements into it, even if they are minute. Um, there are a lot of pagan elements, and the cool thing was they actually had a witch course or a pagan correspondent for the show to make sure that they didn't do anything outlandish, or it was kind of like people could relate to it. Um, it made it so it made a mixture of real witchcraft and Hollywood witchcraft kind of combined, um, and it can be and it was at some extent it's really cheesy. But the pagan consultant was Abby Willowroot. So I mean, if you want to look her up as a consultant for Charmed, went back in the '90s and early 2000s. I think the show ended in 2002 or 2004. Maybe later than that. I'm not sure. I know I bought them after the show was over because I was in high school then. Um, but I love it for that, just because it not not necessarily that living a charmed life where you're battling demons every day, and you have these amazing powers, and you kind of have to um, get in these awful situations. But that's like the drama of TV. Um, so that's one of the shows, and a group of witches that I love on the TV screen is the Charmed Power of Three. I may get a lot of boot for that, but it's okay. Um, I stand by what I like, and I'll defend it. Um, I don't know what that sound was. Maybe that was I do know what that was. Haha, very funny. Um, I have a candle on my it's a mess, but my ancestor altar, which is right there. Um, and in the bookcase there is some rainwater that I collected today, and that popping noise. I don't even know if you guys heard it, but I heard it. I'm home by myself, but I'm not freaked out about it. I like my house. But it popped when I said I don't really give a damn about what people say, and I think that was kind of my ancestors telling me to, just keep going, or something along those lines. I'll talk to them. Um, Never mind. They just said keep going, and it doesn't really matter what other people think. So, with that being said, the next witch I have, it sucks to kind of pin like more than like I have a lot of magical movies because that's what I like. I like the magical movies because they entertain me. They've always had since I was little. Anything magic based, even magic anime, that's what I draw more to. But I had a movie that I thought I was going to talk about. Okay, well, we'll talk about a next series that she's not really a witch. She is a psychic. I love this TV series. It's called Medium. Her name is Alison Boudoir. Or Bordeaux. No, Boudoir. I think that's right. I know it sucks. I haven't watched it in a while. But I like that show. I kind of relate to it in a sense, with being kind of how one gets psychic flashes and stuff, through touch or through meeting people empathically. And her in the show, her ability, she works with the DA's office as an assistant, and she helps them on cases, to catch people, or to do odd and end jobs and kind of like solve crimes that they regularly or they couldn't do without her help. So an extent, it is really cool. It's a very cool show. I mean, it's been on. I don't think it's off air now, but I mean, it's an awesome show. You can find it on Netflix. That's how I'm watching it now. Um, but it's a good show. It's called Medium, almost like Ghost Whisperer with Jennifer Love Hewitt. That's another good show, about a psychic. Not really witchcraft, but psychics. Um, what was that damn movie? I know Rhiannon talked about The Craft. The Craft is an awesome, awesome movie. Um, that was one of the first witch movies that I saw. Haha, remembered it. Okay, so back to that. The Craft is an awesome, awesome movie. It does have like she said, it does have a lot of pagan and witchcraft elements in it. Okay, I'm not going too bad. So I just looked at the time. But it's an awesome movie. I have to say it's not one of my favorites. I watch it every now and then, but I mean there are other movies that are better, I guess I could say. They kind of, for me, they kind of get me out of that, or kind of make me feel magical. Um, and the next movie that I want to move, it's an actual movie, not a TV series, even though there's a TV series by this name, is Merlin, and Merlin's Apprentice. I don't remember when it was put on DVD, but it's an older style movie, and it talks about Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and Merlin. The first one was when Merlin was born, and how the movie depicted he was born, of Queen Mab using her magic to bring him into the world, and she trained him um, as a wizard, but he rebelled against her when she basically killed his aunt. I can't remember. It sucks. I'm having like forgetfulness. Um, Ambrosia. Aunt Ambrosia. Um, so, sorry, my phone's blinking. I can wait. So that's one of my favorite movies. Only reason is that I really love the Arthurian and Merlin um, folklore and magic. I have many books that study the wizardry, sorcery, and go on the Celtic and Druidic path of Merlin. Even though some of them I kind of don't agree with to an extent, but some of them I really do resonate with. I actually have a part on my altar, which I would show you, but I have something in the works, and I don't want that to be seen, so I apologize. Maybe I'll show on my private channel or whatever my altar setup where I have a special section for Merlin on my altar. The Merlin legend and um, all of his stories have really rung true to me throughout my life. I've kind of loved Merlin when I was a little kid. I loved him. I still do. I love his imagery um, and the story. Sorry, probably that was my boyfriend. The story behind it. You know, the lost for words. The folklore, I guess you could say, and is the magical essence of, you know, searching for the Holy Grail, the Knights of the Round Table, and even books that are written off of. I think a Baron or something like that did a series of something Baron, something a Baron, T.A. Baron or something. Did a series off of Merlin, like Merlin growing up and his adventures and stuff, which I know are totally fictional, but they're very interesting reads. I know we're talking about movie witches and magical practitioners, but Merlin kind of encompasses um, everything. He was also in The Sword and the Stone, the animated movie. You know, you saw the figure Merlin, where Arthur, you know, got the sword out of the stone. Trying to think of anything else. Excuse me. I can't think of anything else at the moment. But I really relate to Merlin. I like the old wise man who kind of, I don't even know how to say it, help guiding, who helped guided someone to bring about kind of like a better future, kind of helped make the king Arthur who he was, raised him, taught him the way that he knew, his path, and Arthur took that and created Camelot. I also like, at least from the books I read on him, the way of his magic and the Celtic Druidry. That's really called to me out a lot, so I've kind of connected those two. But last but not least, this will be my last, one of my favorites. I could really keep going on and on. I mean, because there's tons of movie witches that I love. Um, but I'm going to end it with this last one. This last one actually has a movie and a TV show, and it's Constantine, actually. Constantine, the Jack of all trades. Um, I loved the movie. The movie was fantastic. It was not as awesome as the TV series was. The TV series was phenomenal. If you have not seen Constantine, the TV series, it's amazing. Unfortunately, it got canceled. I don't even think it finished season one. It got canceled, I believe. Yeah, I don't think they're making. I don't think they're making another. Making anymore, which sucks because it was really awesome. Because it was so close and tied in with different magics. He knew um, magics from all different types of the world for banishing different demons to working with God, the Christian God and his angels, and battling against the huge uprising darkness and things like that. It was awesome. I like Constantine because, like I said, he's a jack of all trades, and I also see myself in that too because I'm not really. I have my mind bits and pieces of my practice go in different fields, um, so I also consider myself a jack of all trades to an extent. Um, at least that's what I want to be, but I want to not like the phrase goes jack of all trades, but you won't ever master one kind of thing. I don't ever want to be that. I want to be proficient in almost everything, but master. Um, I actually want to be proficient in almost everything that I set my mind to. So I want to be a jack of all trades in that way. So before I ramble on too much longer, I'm going to end it here. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. This was way longer than last week's video. I think last week's was like 4 minutes, but it was a recipe, so I mean, can't really get much longer than that. Um, in the comment section below this week, let me know some of your favorite witchy movie witches or whatever. There are the ones that I like too, but I will hold them off and I'll maybe talk about them later. Um, maybe on my personal channel. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys again next week. Many blessings.